sound of Let the Bodies Hit the Floor by Drowning Pool. I think it was Drowning Pool. Anyway, whatever that song was, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. I spent hours, not just hours, days working on this frag movie. I think it was like, this was just after, so my RTCW history was year one, didn't know what, never played a competitive or a multiplayer video game at that point. So I didn't know what a clan was, I didn't know what a server was, I didn't know any of this stuff. I came in through MP Test, the demo that was released on those Blue Yonder servers, if you remember those for the UK players. And I was connecting to this Red Dragon server, because I was like, oh, I was like 15 and didn't know what the heck I was doing. Red Dragon sounds nice, and they all had these cool tags. Didn't realize that it was an American server. Didn't know what a ping was, didn't know anything. I used to sit in the vents on beach with my Venom and do what I could. So year one was just an idiot who didn't really know what I was doing, bumbling around learning how you play competitive video games. Year two, finally understood what a config was, and I don't know exactly these dates line up, but knew what a config was, knew how to get onto UK servers, found the Jolt forums, which were of course suddenly then all life revolved around the Jolt forums, and so on, and made my first frag movie and thought, wow, this was absolute gold. Little did I know that for frag movies, you have to have a config, you have to have you can't use, and of course back then, towards the back end of RTCW, and it was driven by QuakeCon actually, towards the back end of RTCW, configs got much more restricted, but on the front end, you could pretty much do whatever you want, and so it was basically this I don't know, how would you describe it? You made RTCW look like it was running on a dot matrix printer. It was just a white screen, basically with, whenever you drop your Panzer, it had a little logo of what a Panzer was. You drop it rather than actually dropping the gun, and all sorts of shit like that. You did it because A, it made opponents easier to pull out on the map, and B, it was it saved your FPS and you'd do anything for FPS. Anyway, didn't realize that if you're making a frag movie, you should probably not make it look like crap. And also didn't contemplate any of the stuff that goes into it. All I wanted to do was every time that song, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, came on, I wanted to sync that to a kill with a Panzer. And it was my entire goal of that frag movie. And I spent hours, days, years working on that movie. Put it up on Sweet RTCW, expected, I don't know, a parade in the streets, maybe a national holiday in my honor. Just completely not realizing and not having the self-awareness that it was crap. So that's my frag movie story. Now we have Homie to make great frag movies to commemorate great moments within RTCW history, of which I'm sure he will do again. So that's my story. Movie rights are available if you're interested. I might write a book. You never know. Anyway. We have the last chance team of Adetto, Crumbs, Bully, Dusty, Kevin, and Fro. Is Dusty with a $sign the same as one.Dusty from forever ago? That would be really cool if it was. If not, hello, the other Dusty that I don't really know as well. Crumbs, obviously, one soldier. Adetto was around forever and ever. There was a Bully that was in Creaturin. I don't know if that's the same one. But it's just very enjoyable to be back. We're starting on ice, or maybe we're just connected here at the moment. We don't have our maps going. And I guess in the meantime, I'll just keep waffling about my historic memories of RTCW. You're welcome to chime in chat and tell me any of your favorite memories of this game, because there were lots. I remember when the QuakeCon qualifiers were coming up for 2000 and. So the first QuakeCon, it must have been 2004, and you were all huddled together on Wolf TV, and you kind of felt like you were a part of something. You couldn't understand. It took a minute to understand. First of all, if you've never heard of a land, what QuakeCon was. Then there was that great frag movie made about the 2003 QuakeCon, and that moment on Assault. I can't remember how many different formats of my PC I download that 2003 one. And then what was that team that Zaf was a part of? GMPO. They made a frag movie about the qualifying to QuakeCon. I don't think they actually ever went. That was the problem back in like 2003, 2004. People didn't, flights were expensive. I think disposable income was lower, and there were no esports teams really willing to like sponsor you to go to QuakeCon. So, these Europeans would stay up until the middle of the night, qualify on American servers. I don't know why there was no European qualifier or anything like that. That just defied logic. And then many of them would qualify, and it would be like, okay, great. Can you actually go? And realistically, only very few of them could go, and you would probably spend what would have been your portion of the prize money on flights, only if you get it from there. And it's the first one, and you're kind of like cowering around the radio, waiting for updates from the other side, and you were waiting. It was TSN who used to stream the tournaments, and if they barely focused on RTCW. They were focused more on the Quake tournament. And so there was just no way of knowing what was going on, how the Europeans were doing, and you just felt this like weird connection to them that you were hoping the Europeans would win. Well, I don't know whether that's the case now. Now I live in America, and I still would probably cheer for the Europeans in a QuakeCon tournament. I'm sorry. Yeah, just checking chat. We have Civ there. Got people correcting me on who I'm remembering. The player, yeah. So this is the bully that we have in the server is Barons of Hell bully. I don't remember. It's the same Dusty. It's one.Dusty. I'm trying to remember where we have where all the others are. I think I saw Sharky in chat earlier as well. Got a lot of the old one soldier players around. I guess at some point that brand was around for so long that I guess lots of players have passed through their ranks over the years. It's just fascinating to think. I was explaining to a friend yesterday who doesn't really necessarily know the esports world so well. I was like, well, if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't be here today. I now, if you don't know, live in San Francisco. Moved over here with Twitch some years ago. I don't work there anymore. You'd think, given I spent 6 years working at Twitch, I'd know how to use the platform and actually stream to it. But if it wasn't for this game, I would not be here, sat in a different country, somehow watching the same old game. Oh, I gotta check Discord. Whoops, what am I missing, homie? Sorry. Oh, so I've got lots of stuff. Okay, so we're playing Assault for KiH. Last chance I picked Ice Beach as the decider. Homie is making another RTCW competitive history movie, which is amazing. Oh, and he's going to feature like 2002 to 2006 Clan-Based Cup, which is Clan-Based Cups, Euro Cup, Nations Cup, Open Cup, which is amazing. Final version will be like 25 minutes long, which is great. Maybe I can send him some of my demos. He would probably really wants to put me in there. It's going to drop the volume down a little bit. Anyway, all right, we're going to get underway. 3, 2, 1. We're underway. KiH versus Last Chance as we are on semi-final number 1. We're only going to do 2 matches originally, but if the second semi-final runs behind, we'll jump straight from this into that as well. I mean, when is the last chance you're going to get to cast RTCW? Anyway, as we have a restart, false start on that one. I knew that. That's why I was waffling before it, as someone wasn't quite ready. Let's make sure I have all of Homie's updates. Okay, got it. Feel free. I need to make Homie's chat more prominent. So put him there. I've got my work laptop on left, looking at Twitch stream. I've got my phone in front, just looking purely at Homie, and then we've got the gaming PC looking at RTCW. It's great, all around. We still waiting on restarting this, which is great because as far as match intros go, that was a bloody terrible one. KiH looked shaky to begin with in that first quarterfinal. They lost the first round on their map, which was Beach, but then came back strong. Won 3 maps in a row, or 3 rounds in a row, and will probably be the favorite going into any match. What do the Last Chance side have? Well, we're about to find out as we get underway in semi-final 1 of QuakeCon from home, the European edition. As KiH start on the Axis side. On ice, the old classic of matches. Zerum with the grenade will open up the fragging. He follows up with a Panzer of his own. And Fro, someone help me with his name. Fro is the one leading forward with his own Panzer. And did get himself a kill onto Aussie, who is there. Now, we're on board with Dusty, who's sat on top of that flag for the Allied side. Malman waiting to go head-to-head with him. Dusty comes running out. Malman's like, okay, you leave. I'll just take this flag, thanks. And he gets it, but won't get it for long enough for that Axis side, who are spawning any second now. Do they get there? No, just could not get a body on before the spawn time, and those 4 Allied players will breathe a sigh of relief. The service door has been breached, though, and that will create a second opening. Fro's Panzer comes out and goes in. Zerum shows him how it's done with 2 of his own. Crumbs and Fro both down. And now we'll see whether the KiH side can push in on that flag. Zerum with his grenades. Every time we followed him with his grenades, didn't go too well in the last game. Seemed to be a bit of a curse for Zerum in this one. Haven't seen any of his big Panzer kills, which have been rattling away elsewhere. And every time we go on board with him, he's missed his grenade shots. So he probably hates me. As we now have Adeto waiting on Axis players, which you can hear just jumping down, and there's Zerum's Panzer just saw it out of shot as he loaded it up. Adeto is happy to take on Malman and Zerum and say, "This is my flag, go away," and they will sit themselves down on top of it as the Axis do get themselves in on the flag and spawn straight on top of Adeto, who missed out, but Fro's triple man Panzer coming from nowhere, wiping out 3 KiH players, and KiH now find themselves swarmed by the Axis players. Fro's respawned, the Allies have reclaimed that flag, and Fro will reset up and make his way through. I wonder where he was to land that Panzer. Makes his way through the service door, checks every nook, every cranny, and now will line himself up for a respawning Axis side as he gets himself back up. I assume he was up in this vent before, and will go on in. As, let's see where they are. This is a great start for LLC. As Askajin comes in, Bully's going to go through, and Crumbs will make his way in. LLC with 1 Axis player going through. Fro wipes out everyone going for that flag, including 2 teammates, and he holds on to it. Aussie's going to be the one to push through, coming in through the main tunnel, as Zerum will now move on in with his Panzer. The Axis have captured the shipping halls. Will they hold on to it? Looks like it. Zerum's going to make his way straight down towards the service door, and let's see what he's got. Maybe we'll capture him on form as he fires straight into the wall, and I think Zerum is probably going to hate me after this because we literally only see his bad bits, not his great bits. As Dusty makes his way through. Got 3 Allied players in the service area. As they push down, I think they've got a chance to, no, they're pushing down for a self-kill, and they'll make their way on board. On board with Fro, who so far has seen 2 3-mans, 2 of them who are on his team, and this time he's going to get a Panzer in the face back from Zerum. You see, when we're not actually on board with Zerum, he does great things. Dusty pushes in, 1 dot Dusty, gets himself a frag onto Feta, and now we'll go through. The Allied side have control of this service area and seem pretty content at the moment. The Axis team unable to really break Allies, and certainly unable to keep them down for spawn. As they get stuck, they're going too long, 4 short. As Askajin goes in, spies 1, takes some damage. Zerum's Panzer clears the route. Askajin may have made his way further forward. Fro's Panzer dispatches of Feta, and it's rinse and repeat here in the service door area. Last chance to have Adeto guarding long. It was Sil who was the opposite number going long this time. We'll stay on board with him. LLC have just had a bunch of respawns. As we go in now. Fro with the 1 man onto Aussie elsewhere. Allied support fire comes in. Sil taken fire as the Allies... Yeah, I thought it was from behind. The Allies have taken the shipping halls and Sill's in a world of trouble. Can he get himself out of it? Sure can. Fires his way through, but he wasn't able to get there before the Allies respawned. Sorry, before the Axis respawned, so they lost it right on spawn, and that will set KiH back here. And there's another Allied player in that flag room. And Sill and his 60 points of health or so will try to get there. Spots a grenade at the foot of the door. Backs away, his Allies about to swarm him. As the Belgian is between a rock and a hard place. Adeto's grenade does get himself the kill into Askajan. Sill is just waiting, and as he goes to reload, there's an Allied medic all up in his business. And that'll be that for Sill. And KiH find themselves in even more trouble. Feder and Zerem swashed away by Fro's Panzer. And LLC have really set up strongly here on ice, which is their map. And you're seeing why. Fro's Panzer comes in, gets rid of Aussie. And we'll see what the KiH team can do next. On board with Zerem. Backs away from the support fire. Now about to make his way through. Spies. One doesn't get either of them. We're literally the complete... Oh, there we go. Swaps out to this prone MP40 on the floor. Gets down his opposite number, Fro. Nicely done by Zerem, but I have to say, whenever we switch to Zerem with the Panzer, he misses his shots. And whenever we're not, he's landing them left, right, and center. So, we have to keep with that running gag for a bit. As, Kevin's artillery going in, and we're on board with Askajan. For the KiH side, it has to be said that in the last game, it was Aussie who, particularly with the SMG, was just so strong. He looked like he'd been playing this game non-stop for 20 years. He took a 3-man push-up short to clear out and deliver the objectives on beach. And his aim was just fantastic. If I could ever switch across to him, we would bask in some Aussie goodness. But that is proving hard to do, because I can't find him, because he's probably dead. There he is. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. This has been a pretty comprehensive defense from the Allied side. And there's the Panzer from Fro, pops his head up, and finds Aussie, who is revived. Ready to go through again, but all you see in the console is LLC frag after LLC frag. There's not much for the Swedes to cling to hope for. Panzer dropped in from Zerem, gets his opposite number, this to Fro. Aussie now taking fire from 2 different places, can't get the revive onto his teammate Askajan either, and the LLC side respawn. We'll stick with Fro as he goes down the service door route, and we'll line up for another Panzerfaust special. There's 2, 3 to aim for, going for the wall, connects onto Feta, and much Swedish frustration will be on their Discord. Helvete, I think, is Swedish for I just took a Panzer in the face. Don't quote me. It's been a while since I've been fluent in Swedish. Fro's on board, waiting for his next. He had that triple earlier, and with a minute left to go, this is pretty much all done. Fro pushed out, self-kills after rattling a shot in between Axis players who escape and move through. MP40 fire rattling down from Bully, clips himself the life of Aussie and Zerem, and Askajan will be on the wrong end of Dusty's grenade, and these Axis bodies are just hitting the floor. Much like the song from my frag movie I mentioned earlier, by the way. What a great movie. Nothing doing for this KiH side. They are going nowhere. This was LLC's map pick, and it shows. As only 30 seconds left to go, we are into garbage time. As LLC just look nowhere through. And you know, my guess is LLC are called the last chance for a reason, because we keep saying this is the last chance to play RTCW. But with next year being the 20th anniversary, I feel like there has to be another tournament next year. That's my guess. Could be. I mean, that was brutal from LLC. Crumbs 21 for 4 tells you all you probably need to know. So polite people are these days with the well played. You'd never have been this polite back in the old days. Everyone was younger, had much more teenage angst about them, and I mean, we're now just all gentlemen playing this game, congratulating one another on an excellent performance. How disgusting! Need some flaming. Need some anger.
Fight.
Yeah. To Debucks in chat who referenced my Swedish earlier, you should just walk around and the moment you get off the plane, just say helvete to people. It really gets a reaction out of the Swedes. Anyway. Underway, Zerum with the Panzer. Elsewhere will pick himself up the frag onto Adetto. We're on board with Sill as he's expecting incoming. Dynamite planted on the service door. Sill's actually the second line of defense. The Axis do have an engineer up there, and it was Bully who was down. But yeah, that service door blowing is a double-edged sword for the... Oh, Panzer coming in from Fro. He's waiting on the flag. Will he be able to get it? There's no one else there to help him. Zerum's Panzer will fly right past Kevin and will do nothing as... Having that service door blown is a double-edged sword. You saw that in the last one. You know, it obviously allows you to attack quicker, but if you're in a full hold situation, it allows the Allied side to get reinforcements back so much quicker. Throw double Panzer, Zerum and Sill going nowhere. And Zerum's grenade from beyond the grave does dispatch a Bully. Axis side will move in on this flag and say quite happily goodbye to Malman. Askajan is pushed up on the service door and will help himself to a kill, but the Axis do now have the shipping holes, and we will now see Last Chance pushing out from the long route. This is Fro with that Panzer looking at the Allied spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies run out, and 2 of them don't make it. Fetter and Aussie both going down, and I think Fro has got a magnet towards Fetter at the moment. Second opportunity for Zerum now with that Panzer trying to fire in towards the service doors going through, and just already you can see that LLC have got control of so much of this map. They have the service door area pushed up. They have 2 players who are around the back. The documents have been taken. Oh, wow. As they make their way through, they're with Dusty. Dusty's going the quicker route as he will go through, and I don't think there's anyone between Dusty and the flag. And one dot Dusty will run those little legs off towards the transmitter, and much as we saw KiH do to the Wolf team in the last map, when there is one player just firing off onto Dusty, but he will make his way to the transmitter. This LLC side have complete dominance on ice, as I guess there is not a lot you can do when a team is just this well oiled on ice, or on a particular map. Second map is Assault, and that'll be interesting to see. We'll see that double sniper come out from KiH, no doubt.
Prepare to fight.
Beach, if we need it, is the decider. All right, here we go. LLC with an electric offense last time around. Can they repeat for us once more? Grenades fly on out. Actually, Adetto caught in the traps of one of his own team's grenades. Fro with the Panther self-kills and will respawn up. Both sides actually respawn at the same time-ish. Dynamite goes down on that service door. And the Axis side just push straight in and collect the flag. Not much of a KiH defense there. And they run the risk here, KiH, because they have the longer spawn. They have the risk that LLC are going to be all over them by the time that they come out. Adetto's got a choice here. He can push through. They probably haven't seen an exact spawn time. Now he has. And that's why Adetto went there on the long spawn there, because he's going to be out for 30, but wanted to get that time. And now we'll, with the help of Crumbs, pick off one of the players. In fact, there are 2 allied players down, and LLC doing just all sorts of damage here. KiH are strewn across the defensive area. There's no real shape to them at the moment, as LLC are all over that second spawn point. And push through. Both sides self-kill spawn up at the same time. And we'll see LLC make their way through. Adetto spawning back at the radio there. Either expect someone to be grabbing these documents soon or had switched up his spawn. Not sure which. As Fro and Zerum will trade Panzer shots. On board with Ozzy, who is another player showing no signs of age and no signs of rust. Fro has grenades in his way from an allied lieutenant who's going to come around that corner. It was Askerdon who self-killed. Fro now ready to hop, skip, and jump out with that Panzer. Who's he got? It's Malman that will go down. And Fro will reset with the grenades out towards the door. That could be a revived Malman, I'm not sure. But he makes his way through. And, it is Askerdon this time who will be picked off by Fro, who's ready to wind up that Panzer once more. As the Axis side are going to make their way up towards these documents. Dusty is needing Fro out of his way quickly, and he will self-kill, as will Kevin, and Dusty will have to reset and come again. But reloads, revives, and here we go one more time with 1.Dusty. Makes his way over the top. There are 2 players up there, and they're going to make their way down with the documents. Zerum with the Panzer does connect onto Fro, his opposite number, but there's nothing else there for them. Where are the documents? They finally make their way down. We've got Axis eyes trained, Allied eyes trained on it, and they have been secured. And KiH live to fight another day. I'm going to fire in towards that service door. There's an Axis body there, but he can't quite land it. Now we'll make his way in with his grenades. See where the gunfire is coming from. The Axis side have slipped out the right as Kevin comes in, and respawn will come in for LLC. Fro's Panzer picks off Askerdon. LLC side now make their way in through the service door as well. Then everywhere, all over this KiH side, but with 3 unanswered frags for them, they're feeling good. Adetto's had to drop back to the flag to hold on to it, and he has to hold off an Aussie, but he's just raining headshots, and Adetto helps himself to Aussie and Malman. Zerum and Fed are both down, and we've got a lot of KiH bodies out, but they will respawn. Crumbs is the one for LLC who's alive and in an advanced position, but I think he's down to just his ACP. No, he's got plenty of ammo, in fact, as he will go through, and he's going to make his way up towards the top. You can hear someone walking around up there. Crumbs is going to take them on head on, and it's Feta that goes down. Crumbs managing to do the damage from the stairwell, and Crumbs now has eyes on that. Oh, Panzer just flies over his head. He's down to 11 points of health, but he does have reinforcements. He's going to make his way over towards the documents, but his more healthier teammate Dusty is going to connect them, as the Axis side have picked up those documents, and they've got players coming out long to help them. Struggling to find Dusty. He's still up top with these documents. KiH did pick up 2 frags elsewhere. The Panzer was one of them. And now Dusty makes the run, as they've probably seen him, but not much they can do. There's no bullets going his way. He sees a strewn teammate. There's someone down at the shipping halls, though, who's just collected that flag. Who is it? Let's quickly try and get across this Askerdon, who's got a line of Axis bodies coming his way. He has only ammo packs for company, as he will toss on out that support fire, as Dusty is about to move those documents through, and we'll see what they have to offer. Here goes Askerdon round the corner. 3 Axis players charge him, and there is no one left to stop him. Wow, I'm flying way high. As Dusty will run those in, and I think the KiH side are just anxious enough to make sure that no one can go in and stop him. There's no one that, sorry, the LLC side anxious to make sure there's no one can stop him, and they set the time at 5 minutes and 17 seconds. And we see a solid performance from LLC. I think they would have felt that there was a quicker time to be had. Certainly not an organized defense from KiH, but LLC will take it, and they will feel confident after their first map that they can do this. Remember, this is map 1 of 2. Vote failed to change to assault. Someone may have forgotten that we still have one more round to go and see whether this KiH side can beat that time. Let's get this underway. What do LLC have in their locker? Can they close out ice without any issue? Line of the Panzer comes off from, I think that was, no, that was Fro. Zerum then follows up with one of his own. Dynamite goes down on the service door, and Malman nades in towards that flag. Ozzy connects onto crumbs elsewhere. Axis reinforcements coming, and Ozzy has 2 nade frags for his trouble. Malman has 2 of his own, and that should allow KiH access to the flag. As Zerum's double Panzer comes in, and we're getting double frags all around, but despite that, there is no KiH movement to that flag because out comes Crumbs, all guns blazing. KiH self-kill, and will not spawn on the flag, but will be up nevertheless as the service door is blown and the flag is connected, and we are on to this next stage with 4 minutes to go. Remember, in the first round of ice, KiH pretty much held at the flag. Yes, they got the service door. Yes, they got through once, but the rest of the game was unpleasant for them. And they're going to need a slice of luck to break through here. Zerum missed his Panzer. There were 2 players there. And you can see LLC just quickly pushing down through the service doors, ready to try and reclaim that flag whenever they get the opportunity. Zerum's Panzer connects onto Bully. Sill is the man charged with holding onto that flag. Fetter is going to lead the charge forward, and he will ask Zerum to guard him. Fetter gets himself the kill on Kevin. With only 18 points of health, though, he needs to stand tall. But KiH do have a little bit of a foothold, and if they can get 5 players in here, they may be in strong form as the other 3 come from spawn. Fro is waiting, though, with the Panther, and if he times it right, there could be a big dinner for him here! Oh, it's just Ozzy that he gets, but Dusty helps himself to 2 with a Thompson elsewhere. They lose Zerum as well, and KiH low on numbers as last chance. Collect that flag once more, and this is a familiar story for the KiH side on ice, who find themselves stuck back at the flag and an allied FFE that will hold them off. Astrid going nowhere. He is dropped by Crumbs, and KiH need a miracle at this point in time. Let's find a man who can provide a miracle in the shape of Fetter. Nope, he's not going to provide a miracle right now. As we switch over to Ozzy. Ozzy has come along. I think it's Sill who died in front of us. It was Askedrin who died in front of us, and then Ozzy goes to join him in the grave. Fro with that Panzer waiting on the freshly respawned Axis blood for him to take, as he waits with 3 players running past him, and he's unable to connect onto any of them, but it's soon to be inconsequential, as with 1 minute and 30 to go, I think we're close to calling this in the LLC side's favor, because this has been a map that you do not want to face them on. As the Axis do capture that shipping hall, that will give KiH one last roll of the dice. Make their way through the service doors now. Find Fro. Oh, Fetter jumps right onto the top of Zerum there, and then Fro helps himself to 2, and that just kind of sums up KiH on ice. But we'll see what they're like on assault. I would not want to go up against that double sniper from the KiH side anytime soon. Fro connects with another double man, and that just pans his already impressive stats for ice. As LLC push back into the service door, which they will connect and now make their way. Will Kevin go all the way, or will he wait it out? This is his last spawn. He'll wait it out. We're going to switch over to Assault in a minute, ladies and gentlemen, as KiH find themselves up against it. LLC looking strong, and looks like there's no way through for our for anyone against LLC on ice.
Allies win.
We will be right back with map 2 in just a moment. Stay with us. One player left to ready up. It is Assault. And these Swedish sniper rifles are going to make life very, very difficult. I know Zerm is not Swedish, but he's adopted Swedish. I have just given him a Swedish passport. As I have given Sil one as well. Because that's what I do. I'm told that the other game is still going on. The other quarterfinal is still going on. So the other semifinal will not be played for a little bit, which means I can cast that as well after this, which is great. So, remove the fog. Oh look, Assault's now viewable. Right, let's go. KiH's map, they're down 2 rounds to 0 after a brutal ice.
Fight.
What do they have in it? We're going to get on board with our snipers. Let's start with Fro, who was the king of the Panzers on ice, but he is up against his same opposite number in Zerem, and this time with the sniper rifle. Fro's sniper dispatches of one straight away, first shot. Let's focus on the fact the very first thing Fro did was take down that radio. Dynamite goes down on the gate hatch. Another player connects up to the top there. I think that is Zerem. Then he's going to switch across to Aussie. Gets himself that kill. Fro now spots Zerem and is on the hunt. He's taking a little bit of... I don't think that was sniper... Oh, it's down to 20 health. Must have been a sniper shot. As he's looking to catch a glimpse. But Askajan gets him. And that's why you just don't ever want to go up against this double Swedish sniper combo. As the Axis side struggle to push forward. Triple support fire frag coming in from Kevin though, and the Allies smell blood here. They're going to go for the flag as they push in, and there is an Axis player up top for Zerem to help him out, but nope, he will wait, and Zerem is going to wait on the respawning Axis players to go up that ladder, but Kevin pushed out deep is leading the charge in as Dynamite goes down on the below route. Kevin is going to wait on him with his support and hold off his MP40 dispatches of Aussie. Malman between them, they are helping themselves to a few frags here. As Fro is dropped by the Swedish sniper of Askajan. And, oh, Bully poked his head out, almost had it chopped off by Askajan, but not to be. As they will line up here, waiting on incoming Allied players. Oh, sorry, Axis players. FFE down in the middle of the runway. Bully pushed back onto those health packs. We'll go through where are the remainder of these Axis players. Some have snuck down low. Still is going to make his way through to the spawn. Sees one of these two players set up there and isn't going to be able to get either of them. Feta was too far behind them, and the pair of them really needed to be going hand in hand. And that's not to be. But KiH do respawn. I think Feta missed the respawn though. And see the movement from Zerum from Sniper to Panzer as he's waiting for Bully to poke his head out of that door, but Bully was actually just shot back by one of his teammates, probably was, sorry, by one of Zerum's teammates, and was probably collecting health at the time that Zerum fired his Panzer in. Zerum now finds Fro, and the two of them will do a little dance up top, but Zerum's position is compromised by Bully, and that will be that. Dusty set up on top of the boxes, waiting on anyone to come up from below, and sound that alarm, but no one has done so just yet. There is Fro with that Panzer, and is in the end picked off by Aussie and isn't able to get a kill. Grenades tossed through. Malman has one right behind him. Allied side respawn, and let's see, is Zerum anywhere with that Panzer? No. Adeto and Kevin now in the spawn, holding on. Zerum's Panzer does get himself a kill on the Bully elsewhere. Assault is a difficult map to a Panzer as an offensive player, and the LLC side so far so good, holding on pretty strong. Furrow, double Panzer, helps himself to Swedes a foot of Malman and Feta. And KiH do get a revive, and now we'll send Sill down below with the help of Malman, and the two of them will go and challenge Dusty as they make their way through. They have Aussie for company as well, and they will toss that nade up on top of the boxes. No, one of them will come back down. In fact, that's an allied grenade that comes back down as both teams respawn. And KiH have had enough of that route. I think maybe just trying to throw a distraction as they'll send some other players back up top. And hold on to these Axis players, Allied players who are in spawn. Fro's Panzer winds from above. No, that was Zerum's, in fact, as it fired down towards the Allied spawn. There's no one there, and as the Allied Axis players show themselves out in the middle of the runway, they are getting cut down by this crossfire, and they are in trouble. Zerum will fire that Panzer between the boxes. There's nothing there, and he will have to pull back. As I said, like, I've played the Panzer on assault offense, and it is a tough and thankless task. You're hoping for the big spawn shot, which can change the match, or you're hoping for people going up that ladder, but if not, you are left picking off ones and twos at best. Kevin with a 15-second spawn pushes forward. There's Fro, triple Panzer, Malman, Feta, and Aussie all down. This is bad for KiH as Kevin hunts for the flag. He gets dropped by that Panzer, but the Axis side will have to close that gate. No, they're going to hold on as they go in. If Adeto doesn't get that flag, he's going to get caught for 30 seconds out long. Zerum is down. Who's next? Point blank sniper from the Mauser of Askajan does the job, and KiH hold the flag, and Adeto will be out for 30. But the rest of the Allied side are fine. Support fire buys a little time, splits up that attack, and we'll see whether there's anything else for them. As now Bully tries to fire over towards Malman's position, but Malman seems fine. There's the Panzer from Zerum, connects onto Bully. That'll leave just Dusty there. Fro does trade onto an already spent Zerum, so you'll take that trade. Askajan sniper rifle dispatches of crumbs. Is there anything more here for KiH as they are finally across the runway? They do have Malman firing over towards spawn. Malman is going to be downed and gibbed, and Askajan has nothing to shoot at right now as he makes his way across. There's Fro's Panzer onto Feta, and he's waiting for those runs across. It's Bully. He's trying to get into position. Bully can't get there. Can he get the gib? I can't, and he can neither get the medic either. And you can see that this LLC side are such a well-oiled machine. As the revive goes in onto Bully, there's another player coming along and challenging the sniper so that he can't follow up with a gib. He can't pick off Dusty, and they're able to resync up once again. And if this is a full hold from LLC, this would be the game, as KiH did not pick up a jot on map 1. So let's see whether they've got anything. LLC pushing up aggressively down the runway to try and keep back these KiH players. Panzer from Fro did dispatch of one. Kevin's grenade has another, and Adetto picks up a frag, and LLC just going through the motions here as they pick up frag after frag. Reset, respawn, and we're on board with Fro, who has been a real thorn in Swedish sides today. Also acting as a bit of a scout, spies 2 players, gives the call, tells the team where they are, and is like not deciding to fire off just yet. Then he does, misses his shot, but that's because some of his teammates have helped themselves to the kills. You can hear Zarem's Panzer winding up elsewhere, gets himself the kill onto Adetto, and LLC have a respawn up. I think Fro may have missed that spawn, but nevertheless, reinforcements coming as KiH had 2 players coming through up the stairwell. There's another one still alive. Reinforcements come in. Vetter gets killed, but he does get the revive, but he only got a revive on an engineer, or a lieutenant, so there's no way up for him. More players here. Dusty thinks there's someone here. No, there isn't. And the Allies hold on. A moment of heart in mouth, though, for LLC. And reinforcements coming from KiH as there are nades tossing their way up that stairwell. And Kevin's artillery dispatches of 2 players still down, and everyone will reset and respawn, and we will find ourselves starting this all over again. With only 1 minute and 20 to go, though, this does not seem like a likely scenario for KiH at this point in time. Back on board with Fro, the ever-roaming, ever-dangerous Panzer. Bully's been killed. Fro's made his way over onto the plane, and drops down now as he's across the middle of the runway looking for Axis bodies. He'll also take the gib on that one if he can get it, and he's killed before he can get there. As another respawn for LLC, of which they don't have another one now. It's do or die, and with 30 seconds about to pass on the clock and a 30-second dynamite needed, this is going to be all she wrote for KiH. And their QuakeCon from home will end. Well, no one is calling those games, so maybe there is something I'm unaware of. With a full hold here, that will mean that KiH can't win all 2 rounds necessary on assault. There we go, the well played is called. And LLC will take this. So we will jump to the other semi-final. Once we know who that is, that's still ongoing. I think we're going to play out this. I'm going to play out this round at least on this one, so we'll stay with this and see what the LLC side have. And LLC probably be glad of the practice, glad of the match. In fact, probably everyone glad of the practice and the match. The opportunity to play RTCW once again. Alright, so we're probably not going to stick with this too long and see this out. The other quarterfinal has been won, so we're going to jump to the other one as soon as they're ready. LLD won it. They won on the last second on beach, Homie is telling me.
Prepare to fight.
literally the last second. We get to see some RTCW magic once again there.
Fight.
Anyway, in the meantime, we'll follow this one through and see what LLC have. We've got tactical analysis from Civ in chat saying KiH should have worked the garage more on their offense and then pushed Spawn when they had 3 people there, but wasn't to be. And Civ, of course, who... Did Civ play with Ozzy and Infensus? I'm going to go with yes. But it was a long time ago. And I think Beta played for Infensus at one point. One of the later iterations of it.
Dynamite planted.
Alright, we're going to switch over to the other semi-final, guys, so we will be back shortly. I'm going to work out how to put that nice little graphic back up that shows you the brackets, although they're now outdated. So we're going to be back in just a moment. I'm going to play some music, catch your breath, and go over... Excuse me, go over to the second semi-final.